Hey guys, welcome to our second episode. Today we're just rolling on from yesterday's video, which was all about your TDEE or total daily energy expenditure. Today's topic we are discussing fat loss. So the reason we are talking about this topic is because it's obviously a lot of people's goals in this day and age just to lose fat. So hopefully we can shine a bit of light as to how you can do that and where you may be going wrong right now.
Okay, cool. So, fat loss is a reference point to every individual. Everybody is different and our bodies are an adaptive organism. So basically what this means is that you can do some pretty dumb shit to it and it's going to find a way to survive. So obviously survival is a pretty extreme term to use in this scenario. However, the same rules do apply for fat loss. It is adaptive. So what this means is that when your input is low and your output is high, it's going to be very hard to lose fat long term. And I think long-term sustainability is the most important part about fat loss.
So we'll start off by talking about my not ideal phase. So during this period, I was eating around only 1,200 calories a day. I was actually about 14 kilos more than what I am right now. And I was really struggling with fat loss. So I was at a bit of a plateau. The problem with only eating about 1,200 calories a day is that is obviously, as Zach was saying, a reference point, which means for me to further my fat loss, I would have had to either decrease my calories further or increase my output.
Spot on.
Yes, and at that time I was doing quite a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
And obviously dropping calories further than 1,200 is not going to be ideal for your body's maintenance. So as well as only eating about 1,200 calories per day, I was being really restrictive with what foods I was actually consuming. So I was trying to eat quite a clean diet, so lots of like fruits and veggies and that kind of stuff. And by doing that and cutting out the foods that I actually enjoyed, I would then absolutely splurge and have massive binges. And lastly, I was also prioritizing cardio training. So I was doing a lot of high intensity cardio because I was under the influence that would be the best and most effective way for me to lose fat, which obviously, as we know after yesterday's video, it's definitely not the most effective way. So as we know, the higher your lean body mass, the higher your metabolic rate and the easier you're gonna lose fat.
Alrighty, so now that we've dealt with the not ideal situation, we can move over onto the ideal situation. So let's just say Amanda had been consuming 1,800 calories per day. Now, once her fat loss stalls, her reference point is a lot higher. So once she decreases her caloric intake, she's going to be able to elicit further fat loss. Alrighty. And so the next benefit of her caloric intake being much higher, she now has the capability of being much more flexible with her food choices, which then reduces the likelihood of her going in binge eating or having cheat meals or having cheat days because she feels very restricted. And lastly, instead of prioritizing her cardio training, which as we know is a means of increasing your output, she has now prioritized her weight training sessions, which help her increase her lean body mass. But when it comes to a point in time where she doesn't feel the need to reduce her caloric intake any further, she can increase her caloric output by adding cardio training in. So she's now doing weight training, she's now incorporating flexible dieting, and her caloric intake is much higher, which gives her a lot more room to move in the future.
So the take-home note today is that fat loss is progressive and it's adaptive. So if you do stall with fat loss, you need to have room to move so that you can make further changes to continue with your fat loss.
We hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Thanks guys.